Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the extended version of today's reading here on Patreon. Thank you so much for tuning back into the reading today. Of course, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light as always. I heard the word lily, which of course could reference the flower or could be a name. So that might be symbolic or significant to someone listening. I am going to be shuffling a few of the Energy Oracle cards decks to get us into this extended reading. Now, my guides are really asking me to circle back around to the boomerang effect of a certain connection that came up in the first reading on YouTube. Now, of course, if you haven't yet listened to that first reading, the link to do so is always in the Patreon post itself for reference. I do recommend listening there first for context, although I know that many of you are actually coming directly from that reading. So welcome. Thank you for sharing your personal high vibrational frequency with the reading today. Now, we got the card creativity right away, and this card says inspiration, productivity, creation, bring out the greatness within. I'm also hearing the word muse in connection to this. So when it comes to this person that you have this what we're going to call the boomerang effect of energy with, which I will be getting into in greater detail very soon because it's a very specific kind of energy dynamic that is most likely very complex, especially for whoever is experiencing it. I got the name Jacob for someone, but what I'm getting with this creativity card is that if you've been feeling more creative recently, it's because you're meant to ground in certain creations in the physical realm that have been kind of percolating or being prepared in the energetic realm for a very long time. I'm seeing a guitar, I'm seeing a flute. These could be instruments that are relevant to someone. Of course, it doesn't have to be music that you are using to be creative. This could be writing, speaking, business, art, gardening, whatever this is for you personally. But for the group I'm speaking to here, you have felt an influx of creative energy, and this is because you are meant to be grounding it in some way. And I'm hearing take steps towards doing that, even if you can't see the full picture of where those steps are going to lead you. Now, we also have transformation and masculine. Okay, so when it comes to this boomerang energy, by the way, there's no coincidence that we're talking about your creativity, because I feel as though if you are someone who is on either a twin flame path or you've connected with a very high level soulmate perhaps in this life, even if you aren't currently physically in a traditional relationship with this person, you and this person have a way of inspiring each other at a really deep soul level. I'm hearing ancient, so this is an ancient soul bond I'm speaking to here. For whoever this is resonant for, I'm getting as well that you are most likely connecting in here as the quote unquote divine feminine energy, whereas this person will be more so the divine masculine. Although, of course, we all do have a balance of both within us. And for you, this dynamic could be reversed. I'm speaking to the majority here, but of course, take it as it connects. With this masculine transformation card, I'm hearing, again, if you've been feeling this surge of creative energy, especially as a divine feminine connected with a twin flame or a soulmate in this lifetime who is also physically incarnated, or even not necessarily, this could be a masculine who you knew previously in life who has passed on to the spiritual realm. This also could be a soul that you haven't yet consciously connected with fully in this life. It's funny because right as I said physically incarnated, my guides really corrected that and said not necessarily. So for some of you, you may know that you are connecting with someone spiritually and energetically that either again has transitioned on, or someone that you've not even met yet in this lifetime that you're going to be meeting. But again, for many of you, this is a physically incarnated masculine who is going through a transformation. I'm hearing when they have a breakthrough, you feel it in your energy in the form of a surge of creativity. So again, if you've been feeling a surge of creative energy and you've been connected to some kind of masculine or divine masculine soulmate or twin flame in this life, know that they are going through a breakthrough, and that's why you are feeling this movement of energy. That's why you are feeling creative all of the sudden. With the card travel, movement, meeting, adventure, be ready for new experiences. I feel that for whoever I'm speaking to here, there's something very powerful and new coming in here. I'm also just getting a wave of chills because on this card that says masculine, the card also says your divine masculine, your twin flame or soulmate seeking you. So this tells me, especially if you're a divine feminine, there's almost this energy of a masculine. I'm hearing looking for you in crowds, or looking for you, longing for you, wanting to connect with you. Again, whether that's at an unconscious soul level or whether that is conscious because this is someone that you've met in your past. But regardless, you are feeling them pull on your energy because it's giving you this surge of creativity. It may also be pulling you to want to travel or to experience new places. That won't be the case for everyone, but I see that with the travel card. For others of you, this could simply represent the fact that you are going to be meeting or connecting with this person physically. Now, I bumped the microphone, and at the same time, I pulled the card destruction and I heard the word disruption. So destruction and disruption. What that tells me is that yes, this masculine is going through a transformation, but this spiritual transformation has also been massively deconstructive to their ego self. And this really feels like ego death energy. It also feels like someone who is, I'm hearing, rehabilitating their soul. So, wow, I've never channeled words quite like that in this reading. I know that so many of you have co-manifested those specific terms. Rehabilitating their soul. I really feel that that speaks to the fact that they are going through this ego deconstruction, that they are bringing back out that soul essence of themselves and nourishing that part of themselves that hasn't been nourished or has gone, I don't want to say abandoned, but it's been buried within them for a really long time. Now, this tower moment for them, this ego deconstruction, is actually clearing the way for new opportunities in their life. And I'm hearing it's clearing the way for the two of you to meet or to reconnect. Now, for some of you, this reconnection may have already occurred for you. Of course, we are on different timelines. For others of you, you've simply felt this surge of creative energy and you've sensed that this is something coming for you. We do have the card observe, social media, fascination, watching from a distance. So this could indicate that the masculine in question here is keeping an eye on you through social media, or is trying to look you up or to find information about you. Now, if this isn't someone that you've met yet physically in the 3D world, then this could be a soul at that deeper soul level that is really heavily connecting with you in the 5D energetically. This is someone putting a lot of their energy on you, whether again it's through watching your social media, through wondering how you are, or through this deep soul longing to meet you or connect with you in this lifetime. And I'm hearing you could be feeling this again as that creativity, but you could also be feeling it at times as a kind of restlessness, a desire to travel or to change certain things very suddenly about your life, to go very new directions or to create in new directions all of the sudden. If you've had any of these moments occurring within you, this very well could be an indication that you are picking up on this masculine you are connected to as a soulmate or twin flame who is undergoing this massive ego death and transformation and really longing to connect. So again, wow, take those messages as they resonate. But I know there was a very powerful energy there, and it felt very intensified even compared to the first reading on YouTube. So for some of you that might connect with someone who came through that first YouTube reading, but for others of you that could connect with an entirely different person or in a different way. I will say that the general theme at this moment is a powerful door opening in love that you've sensed happening intuitively for a long time. I'm seeing like a white stone or marble or crystal here with the door to romance card as well. So we have contract in the upright position. So it's like powerful doors opening in love, bringing to light any way in which you are not fully in alignment with the core essence of your soul. Now I'm hearing fine tuning. For many of you listening, you have already done major amounts of shadow work, major amounts of karmic clearing. So for you, there may be only a fine tuning at play here, kind of fine tuning your frequency into total harmony with the frequency at the core level of your being. But for many of your counterparts connected to you, whether it's a soulmate or a twin flame, whoever's been in question here, this clearing may be much more evident and much more major. So this could be major karmic patterns or dynamics being brought to light. There is a very powerful energy of exposure, especially around this new year. For those of you listening at the beginning of 2024, I just keep getting the word exposure as a thematic word of this year. Now, I'm hearing this is exposing both the light and the darkness. So what I hear from that is if you've been living authentically, if you've been working towards something that is really in alignment with your heart and soul, you might get a lot of positive exposure, meaning that gift that you are trying to take to the world could go viral in a sense, or really be brought to an even wider audience, could be exposed to the world in a powerful, beautiful way. You are exposing your most authentic self to the world. This could also be others really beginning to see you in your true confidence and authenticity and empowerment, and beginning to admire that about you in a conscious way. Whereas for a while in the past, you may have felt like you were invisible, or you were living in this alignment with your core self, but going unseen. No longer. This year, you're going to feel more exposed in the best kind of way because you've been living in alignment with your true self. You've been on this path of awakening and expansion. But for those who have been unconsciously living in the shadows, really refusing or resisting that process of awakening, of karmic clearing, they are going to find that their internal shadows are exposed to the nth degree, to a greater degree than they were ever exposed in the past. And this could be highly triggering, this surfacing of truth coming into the light of consciousness. And so I see that you may be connected to a masculine energy specifically who is going through this process of exposure where either people's true colors are being exposed around them. They may have karmic friends, family members, relationships, and the true nature of those connections, the conditional love there, is being exposed and held at a stark contrast with unconditional love, like the unconditional love they felt with you. And that is bringing through a lot of powerful realizations. For others of them, this could be more internalized. So this could be internal karmic patterns, thought patterns, belief systems that are coming into light. And I'm hearing that you might be astonished or shocked when these things do come to light, when this masculine communicates clearly to you what they are seeing exposed, whether it's about themselves or about people around them. Because the thing about the masculine energy generally is it tends to not come forward half-baked. It tends to do all of this work within itself to be fully prepared before it comes forward. So a lot of times you don't see that process happening in a linear step-by-step fashion in the external. You simply see it when it's very well completed, when a lot of that process has already taken place. So it can come as a shock when the masculine says or does certain things that really reveal that they have consciously recognized many karmic dynamics or patterns being exposed within them or around them. But I really see that possibly coming in for many of you, especially you who resonate here as divine feminines who are listening. Now, of course, if you do consider yourself to be more masculine in nature, you can reverse the polarities in this reading as well. But here we have the goddess of the moon upright. So especially if we are talking about a masculine here, all of this karmic exposure taking place in their life, yes, it's very ungrounding with the root chakra reversed. It's really shaking up their physical life and their material world, their routines, their habits, the structure of their life. But at the same time, it's holding a light to you, divine feminine, to your true nature, to your unconditional love and authenticity, because it's setting up such a stark contrast between the way that you operate from that place of unconditional love and the way that many people around them have been operating and treating them in their life. Wow. Very powerful messages coming through here. So I now want to tune back in even more specifically to that first energy that came out in the first reading. Now, of course, for many of you, this could be the same physical person that we've been speaking on. I just want to tune in more specifically to that dynamic for those of you who are connecting with that as a potentially different person. Okay, so just to circle back, this was someone who I said in the first reading was going through something very challenging in their own life, but they were wanting to pour out their emotions to you, which, as I said in the first reading, is very out of character for this person. Now, this is someone coming up as the temple path reversed. So someone who has been living out of alignment with their true soul's path, and they've been recognizing that consciously. I'm hearing the word angst, so it may have been causing them to feel frustration or angst because at some level they were recognizing that they weren't living in real alignment with what their soul came here to be or do. Now, with this card sitting on the sacral chakra, something about their sacral chakra was causing them to live out of alignment. Now, this can relate to sensual energy, intimate energy. This also can relate to stifling their own creativity. This can relate to being in a relationship or a dynamic that's very intimate, that is very much out of alignment or holding them out of alignment with their true passion or purpose. So they may have found that when they were around this specific intimate person, whether it was a relationship, a marriage, a friend, that they found their creativity to be very stifled. They also just felt like life was very monotonous. And they just couldn't quite connect with that deeper, more creative, soulful place within themselves. And it's almost like time ran out on that particular connection. They refused to see the dynamic for what it was for a very long time. For some reason, I'm getting the number 7. I don't know if that connects to 7 months, 7 years, 7 days, 7 weeks, but this also could be the angel number 777, a turn in fate, a change in luck. And it's almost like there was a major transit in this person's life where again, it's like time ran out on this connection. There was almost a time limit on whatever was blocking them spiritually. Their guides allowed them to stay in it for a time to learn the lessons, but ultimately they had to cut out this person or thing from their life because essentially it was a distraction from their true soul nature. Now I'm hearing that when this thing was cut out, this person did not feel ready, and it felt very much like a void. They may have struggled with a lot of darkness mentally or emotionally during that time. But ultimately, they came to realize that that void was meant to be filled with all of the things that they were neglecting to do when they were with or connected to that person. The creating, the soulful living, reconnecting with their internal self. And I see them being on a path of really doing that in their own way. Now, this ultimately is what I feel has reconnected them energetically and emotionally with you, and what is pushing them into this restless energy, this desire to reconnect, because you are someone who would be very in alignment for them when it comes to living their soul purpose, because your energy is very high vibrational and it naturally feeds muse, it feeds creativity. It's such a privilege to be connected to your energy because, as I've said in a recent Instagram post, you are like this natural generator of creativity and muse and magic in a sense. And this person is quickly becoming addicted to that, or they are longing for that. They're craving for that. Now, of course, the question presents itself for you personally: is this person feeding you back? Are they equally reciprocating when it comes to your own growth, your own creativity? Because it's no question that your presence in this person's life is absolutely a benefit to them. But the real question I feel your guides want you to ask your innermost self is this person's presence in my life feeding me equally? Are we feeding each other's growth, expansion, etc.? Or is this person draining me because I've expanded so far beyond this current level or this current connection or relationship? Now, of course, only you can answer that question. It's going to be very personalized to you as an individual, but I do feel that this is part of your path of really reconnecting with your soul needs at a deeper level, allowing yourself to only participate in connections that are truly feeding and uplifting your soul, because you came here to earth to serve a massive purpose in the collective expansion of consciousness. And in order to do that, you need to be surrounded by people who truly feed and nourish you spiritually, energetically, emotionally. And I feel that's something for someone I'm speaking to here that you may have deprived yourself of for a very long time in the name of self-sacrifice or overgiving to others. But keep in mind that when you overgive to certain people immediately around you that might be draining your energy, you are not able to give in the way you truly came here to. You are not able to give that greater gift to the wider collective consciousness, that gift of your nourished, high vibrational energy, and however you are creating with that energy, whatever you're infusing it into. We have the action card here in the upright position, sitting on the crown chakra, most connected to the divine. You are meant to be taking action on divinely inspired thoughts and ideas at this time. I feel your dreams or meditations could be very vivid. You have this strengthened connection to the spiritual realm and to your own higher self at this moment in time. And that is because you are meant to be moving forward in this divinely inspired action. And again, that is part of why it is so essential to surround yourself with people who are feeding that mission, who are uplifting in nature to you, and trusting your intuitive guidance within regarding who is beneficial for you in that way and who is not. So I am going to be reshuffling the cards here. And I want to channel back into that secondary energy that came out in the reading. There was an energy of someone who was feeling very triggered by your unconditional love. And I said that they were feeling triggered. I'm hearing the words too good to be true. So they may be perceiving you as too good to be true, or feeling like unconditional love doesn't exist. So they are very triggered when they see you embodying it. This almost could be someone looking for a chink in your armor, looking for a flaw, looking for something that proves that unconditional love doesn't exist, because that is their limiting belief. But that is exactly the kind of frequency that you are emanating, that very high vibration of unconditional love. Now, here we have contract in the reverse position. So, whether this is the same physical person that came out earlier or someone entirely different, this is someone who the word spiritually blind is coming out. So, this is someone who isn't seeing something that their intuition is trying to get them to see. This could be seeing the truth about a person around them, seeing a truth about themselves, but it's almost like their intuition is trying to get through to them. And I'm hearing that you might even be acting as a mirror in this person's life, whether you fully realize that or not. Your energy is mirroring back to this person something that their spirit guides are trying to get them to see, that they are really having difficulty seeing, something that's been holding them back from really manifesting their dreams and goals in life. I'm hearing the word teacher. So regardless of whether this is a romantic or platonic connection, you are meant to be a teacher to this person in the sense that their encountering of you at this moment has been serving the purpose of mirroring to them something within themselves or in their life that needs to be rooted out in order for them to shift into a more empowered state of being and really begin manifesting their life the way that they want it to be. This person may be very triggered because they may be seeing you manifesting things that are truly magical and powerful and almost unbelievable to them. It's so far beyond what they have come to expect for themselves or their life, that it's almost unbelievable the way that they see you moving through life, the things they see you putting intention into, visioning, or manifesting for your life. But again, you are meant to really break this person out of that limited way of thinking. However, they must be the one to make the choice here with indecision upright. It's like you put this person to a crossroads moment in their life. And as we've said in many recent readings, your energy does tend to have this effect of bringing people to a crossroads moment, so to speak, where they have to choose whether they are going to take what you are mirroring back to them and apply it and make changes to shift onto a higher vibrational timeline, or whether they are going to remain unconscious. Now, with Garden and the Gate upright, I do see that while this person wants this new beginning, the Sun card here, they are feeling like you are coming across as a bit guarded or hard to access. Now, the thing about that is, this is meant to push this person out of their comfort zone when it comes to expressing themselves, when it comes to sharing their true emotions. You are not meant to bridge this gap for this person or to overgive for them. I'm hearing you're not meant to make it too easy for them. I know that's kind of a strange way to put it, but they are meant to overcome this fear of rejection or this fear of not being good enough, and to put themselves out there emotionally to really share authentically with you from their heart in a way that you will be able to sense as authentic, so that you will desire to let down your guard and connect with them in this new beginning. But again, nothing about this can be forced or coerced. This person has to come forward correct, open, authentic, healed, and introspective before you are going to get that green light from your own intuition to let down your guard and allow them more closely into this next phase of your life. I'm hearing that fear of rejection is a major thing that this person is going to have to let go or release in their life. And that doesn't just apply with you. This comes to manifesting their dreams and goals as well. While you are, in a sense, energetically teaching them to overcome this fear of rejection, learning this, overcoming that limiting pattern, that wound, will actually help them to share what they really came to share with the world, whether that's a gift, an idea, a business. Because I see this person being a bit closed off, especially in the throat and the third eye, when it comes to consciously accessing their intuition and sharing it authentically, because they've been afraid of being rejected. And that is something that you are in their life to mirror back to them and to assist them in healing and shifting out of. But again, this person has to make that choice for themselves. So, wow, very powerful, interesting messages coming through the reading tonight. Now, I do want to see if there is anyone or anything else connected to your aura, although a lot of that aura activity that I mentioned in the first reading seem to be connected with that first dynamic. We discussed that kind of boomerang energy that came out at the beginning of the extended reading. Let's just see if there is anyone or anything else connected to you. I'm really feeling drawn to the Burning Heart Love Oracle. So who or what else is connected to the energy of our beautiful collective here on Patreon? Okay, a card flew out. So this is I Can't Let You Go. Let's get more information on this person who feels they can't let you go. So if this is for you, you may have felt a kind of heaviness on your aura or on your energy. You may have felt yourself thinking a lot about a certain person without really knowing why. That could be a sign that they are sending you this kind of energy, not really wanting to let you go. This is someone who is coming up as alone. So they spend a lot of time alone. They might have a strong loner kind of energy. This card also says abandoned, lonely, lost. So this one is indicating that this is a person feeling deeply alone at this time, not wanting to let you go. I'm seeing a tunnel, and it's almost like they see you as this light at the end of the tunnel. You might feel a kind of heaviness whenever you're around this person or whenever you think about them. The card travel is coming up here, so there may be a geographical distance between you. Maybe you have plans to travel to see each other, or if not, this person wants to make those types of plans. There does seem to be this desire to bridge whatever physical distance there may be and to connect with you. We have the card pause, inaction, step back, wait for a sign. So this may be someone who feels as though there's been a pause put on your connection. Maybe they feel like they've been put on pause, or you feel like they've put you on pause. This person's almost like waiting for a sign from you to move forward, feeling like they're getting mixed signals or not really sure whether or not you want them to move forward. There is a sense of inaction here, almost like a stagnancy that this person is uncomfortable with. We also have Wheel of Fortune. This is definitely a soulmate card. I strongly am getting soulmate energy from this person. So I feel that you've shared past lives together. I'm seeing something about a snake that could be symbolic for someone here. Another card came out from the traditional tarot, and this is the Seven of Wands in the reverse position. So what I'm almost getting from this card is someone who almost tried to resist falling in love with you or catching feelings for you, but ultimately they folded. Ultimately, they were in a sense defeated by their own feelings, or that's how they feel. This is someone who did not want to fall in love because it's not comfortable for them to feel vulnerable, but also because they really don't feel like they have their life together. With the Five of Pentacles in the upright position, they're feeling very lost, very ungrounded at the moment physically. With the Star card reversed, I do see a spiritual shift happening in this person's life. This could even be a full-blown spiritual awakening, and yet they're in the phase of spiritual awakening where they're feeling the ego death, where they're feeling very ungrounded because of these spiritual changes and alterations that are taking place within them, that I ultimately see like spinning that wheel of fortune, turning their life potentially for the better here. But I'm hearing it's going to be up to them what they do with that highly charged transformational energy. Wow, very powerful messages coming through the reading today. So I will be pulling just one final card from the Rumi Oracle here. So what is one final message for the beautiful souls connected here on Patreon? This card is Resplendent with Grace. So I'm just going to read a little bit from the guidebook here. Greetings from my heart to you who are always with me, hidden inside as the heart. You are the compass of my life. My course is your way. No matter where I go, you exist everywhere and in everything, always watching over us. My soul brightens in the darkness when I speak your name. Far beyond the body, there is an opening from my heart into yours. Through that opening, I send you secret messages like the moonlight. I polish the mirror of my heart to be your reflection. I make my ear the receiver for the tenderness of your words. You are in the ear. You are in the mind. You are in every burning heart. What am I saying? You are I. This is my way to describe you. Rumi. And the guidebook also says, is it difficult to see your magnificence? Without a mirror the size of the galaxy, how could you possibly witness all that you are? You must just catch glimpses of your truth now and then. Oh, if you could see yourself as I see you in all your glorious fullness of being. The guidebook also says, you may be wondering if you can attain this next stage of growth in your life. You are already well equipped to do so. All that is needed to nurture you onto the next step of your life path is within you now. Success is yours, but you must believe in your ability, your readiness, and your capacity to take this next phase of the journey now. So that feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. Thank you so much to all of you who are here, tuned in as active co-creators on these reading videos. I am sending you all so much love today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will connect with you here again in Wednesday's Patreon reading.